compressors, and basically these compressors are mechanical devices that compresses gas. It is used in the various kinds of industrial applications. Okay, and again you can see this will be a reciprocating compressor which will be used to compress the gas, and by means of compressing gas to get the energy as the output. And what is this difference between the compressors and the pumps? Means the basic pumps means here it will be used to handle the gases, the compressors, whereas your pumps handles the liquids. And again, the basic difference is the compressible and incompressible. The thing is, the gases which will be used will be compressible. So here the pressure or the density which will be available inside the machine will be varies throughout the process, whereas your liquids which will be used are relatively incompressible. And some category, in the special category, your incompressible fluid can be also slightly compressed, or the slightly density variation will be happening in the case of your pump. Again, these compressors will be used in the case of your air conditioners, both car and home, and again the home and industrial application, hydraulic application for the industrial machines, and again the industrial manufacturing, this air compressors will be used. And again, there are basically two kinds of compressors. The first one will be the axial flow compressor, and again the centrifugal flow compressor will be there. Here this axial flow compressor, you can see why it is called as axial flow compressor is as we previously seen in the case of the classification. So fluid enters and fluid exits in the axial direction of the rotating element or your shaft. Okay, and again the next thing is it having a benefit of giving the higher efficiency and larger mass flow rate. Okay, the basically compared to your centrifugal compressor, this axial flow compressor will be having a higher efficiency. The output of the compressed air is more compared to your centrifugal compressor. And again, it will be needs several rows of aerofoils to achieve the large pressure. As you can see, this aerofoils which will be used in the case of the axial flow compressor, which will be used to increase the larger pressure, the output of getting the higher efficiency. The several your aerofoils will be used. Here you can see the diagram of the axial flow compressor. Here the air will be coming inside throughout this left side, that means entering towards the rotor. Here you can have the series number of your shaft. You can see the blades. This will be called as a aerofoil. The outer casing will be there, and there are two kinds of blades which will be there. That first one will be the black color, that is your fixed blades, and these fixed blades will be just fixed in the case of your casing. It will not move. It will be just fixed in the case of your casing, and it will not move. The usage of this fixed blade is to just guide the air towards the inlet and the outlet. Okay, and again the rotor which will be combined or which will be fixed with the rotating blades towards the shaft. While this rotor will be rotated by means of the external power, the air will be coming from this air intake, just flows towards this fixed blades and around the movable blades, and it flows towards from your inlet to the outlet. While the air flowing towards the series rows of aerofoils or blades, it gets compressed, and finally your compressed air or compressed gas will be just exiting towards the outlet. Okay, and again this will be just having the both sides, that means suction side that will be entering, and this will be the discharge side that will be exit. While the air will be flowing or gas will be flowing towards the series of the blade, it will be just compressed and it's sent towards your outlet. Okay, and again the centrifugal compressor, here basically the action which will be used will be the centrifugal action. That means here in the case of your centrifugal compressor, you will be having the impeller and your diffuser inside the casing. Okay, your outer casing will be there, and again inside you will be having this impeller which will be a fixed plate just combined with the various kinds or different number of your blades, which will be called as an impeller. And again this center part of the shaft will be center part of your impeller will be connected with the shaft. While this shaft will be just rotating, this impeller blades also rotate. And again here you can see this basic parts of this centrifugal compressor. It will be having the outer casing, and inside the casing you will be having a diffuser to guide the air which will be exiting from the impeller. Okay, and center part you will be having the eye or suction eye, which will be calling where your gases will be entering inside the compressor. Here you can see the working of your centrifugal compressor. Here you can have the blades. Okay, so you will be having the blades, which will be just having the fixed plate. The series number of blades will be there. Okay, first the initial thing is the center part will be called as a eye. Here you can see this impeller eye. Your gases will be entering towards or into the centrifugal compressor through this eye, and again this gases will be just rotated or just forced by means of centrifugal action by means of this blades. While this blades will be rotating, it will be just pushes and increase the pressure of the gas or air which will be entering. Okay, again in the case of the centrifugal compressor, the 50% of the pressure rise or the total output of the pressure ratio of your centrifugal compressor will be achieved only by this impeller blade forcing. That means your kinetic energy created by the impeller blades. Whereas in the case, the remaining pressure rise, the next kind of pressure rise or next set of pressure rise will be achieved by means of your diffusers, which will be just available outside of the impeller blade. Outside the impeller blade, you can see this, the outside your impeller blade, you will be having the diffusers. The fixed blades are guide plates. While this impeller will be rotating, it increases the 50% pressure rise. While it's flowing towards this diffuser blades, the diffuser blades are designed in such a way to increase the remaining 50% of the pressure rise, and again the remaining gas or the remaining compressed gas output will be just sent towards your exit. So that while the air will be just air or gas entering towards your impeller eye, and the impeller will be rotating, which will be inducing the kinetic energy, and it gives the 50% of increase of your pressure rise, and remaining 50% of pressure rise will be achieved by means of your diffuser, which will be just present outside your impeller, so that it will be getting the total pressure rise. Okay, and next kind of your turbo machinery will be the pump. It will be the basic application which will be, you can see in the day-to-day life and day-to-day application, you will be having the pump. And again, what is this pumps are? The device which is used to convert the mechanical energy to the hydraulic energy. That means the example, it is a power absorbing machine, not power producing the machine. Here it will be having a power absorbing machine where the power will be absorbed from the electrical energy, and the electrical motor will be absorbing the electrical energy, and it converts to the mechanical energy. That is basically a rotation of the shaft, and again the fluid will be transferred from one place to another place, basically from lower level to higher level. Okay, and next, in the case of the pump, it is basically having two categories: a rotodynamic pump and positive displacement pump. And again, this dynamic pump and positive displacement pump has its own working style. Here in the case of your rotodynamic pump, it will be having the different categories or different types of application of the pump. So centrifugal pump, axial flow pump, and mixed flow pump. And the turbine will be coming under your dynamic category. And the next category will be your displacement category. Here again, it will be classified into rotary and reciprocating type. And again, this dynamic pumps will be comes under our turbo machine category, and displacement pump will be goes under your positive displacement machine category. So now we are going to discuss about your centrifugal pump and again your axial flow pump. Okay, why this centrifugal pump will be widely used in the case of different applications because of the head value. That means it can be used for the various range of head values. That means head is usually it is a height. It can be sent to the different height. And again here the important thing is the discharge is not constant in the case of your dynamic pumps, whereas in the case of positive displacement machines you will be having a constant discharge. Okay, the thing is here in the case of rotodynamic pump, the output value is not precise. That means the discharge will be varies, depends upon the height or head the water will be supplying. Whereas in the case of positive displacement pumps, your discharge is constant. The output is constant towards any number or any higher heads or lower heads. the discharge is constant. So that this positive displacement machines, this rotary and reciprocating pumps, gear, lobe, sliding vane pumps, and screw pumps, these are all used in the case of industrial applications where the precise level of water supply or the fluid supply will be needed. Whereas this centrifugal axial flow pumps and the turbine, the output will be varies depends upon the head and the working condition. The centrifugal pump here, it will be just you will be seeing the different parts of your centrifugal pump. Here you can see the suction eye. It is similar to your centrifugal compressor. Okay, it is similar to your centrifugal compressor. The working. The basically here also it will be using the your centrifugal action. Your fluid will be entering towards the suction eye, and why how the fluid will be enters means you can see this. Okay, the first the different parts we will be seeing. After that we will be working. The center you will be having an impeller, and again in the case of the impeller, it will be just imposed with the blades to just create the kinetic energies towards the fluid. Okay, here you can see this plates which will be imposed over the fixed blade or fixed plate, and you will here this part will be carrying a suction eye, and one side it will be connected with the shaft. What is the use of this impeller means? It has to draw the liquid or get the liquid inside the casing, and as we previously seen in the classification, it comes under the closed flow or Schroeder type. Here in this case, the impeller, what is the function of this impeller means? First one, it has to get or just make the water to come inside the casing, and again after that it has to increase the fluid velocity, and the next action it has to throw the fluid against the your volute. Okay, the second one here, the second important part in the case of your pump is a volute. You can see what is this volute means. It volute just shows or just inflates with a spiral shape. You can see while your water just thrown by this center part will be your impeller, while the impeller rotates, and it just the use of the impeller is to it has to draw the liquid, and again it has to throw the liquid against this volute. You can see this volute shape, it will be constantly increasing from the fluid entry towards the fluid exit. Why this increasing shape will be needed means it will be just contacting, it has to convert the kinetic energy which will be imparted by the fluid by the means of impeller, and while this spiral casing or volute casing will be continuously increasing the area, the kinetic energy of the water will be just converted into the pressure energy, and finally this volute will be sending the water towards the exit. Okay, you can see this is a diagrammatic representation. Here you can see the suction eye where you will be having the water will be going inside, and the impeller will be rotating, and after the impeller rotating, it throws the liquid towards the volute, and again the volute discharge the liquid towards the outlet. Okay, here you can see this is the operation of the centrifugal pump. First, initially your water will be just absorbed. How it will be absorbed means initially the casing will be empty, or it will be just primed to give the rotational ability of your impeller, because the centrifugal pump are basically the pump which will be just cannot operate by means of the air, because it is just designed for operating in the case of your liquid, so that you will be having the initial priming where this impeller will be initially rotating by means of the electrical motor. While it's rotating, it will be creating the partial vacuum. While the partial vacuum will be created inside your closed or Schroeder type turbine, that is your centrifugal pump, your pressure will be just reduced. While the pressure will be reduced, the water which will be available in the case of your sump, okay, which will be available in the case of your atmospheric pressure. So here the pressure is positive, whereas here the pressure will be creating the partially vacuum, so the pressure will become negative. So the atmospheric air pushes the water to flow towards the low pressure area, so that the water will be enters towards your inlet pipe, and it enters inside your pump, and again it will be just imparting the kinetic energy, and the water will be thrown by towards your volute. While the water will be flowing towards this gradually increasing area, that is your volute or spiral casing, it will be converts the kinetic energy to the pressure energy, so that the outlet will be the high pressure fluid which will be just transferred from one place to another place. Okay, this is all about the centrifugal pump working. Now we are going to see about the axial flow pump. Okay, first you will see this axial flow. This will be the axial flow pump. Here the advantage of this axial flow pump is similar to your advantage of your axial flow compressor. Here what the advantage means, it can just used to get the larger output or the larger mass flow rate. That means the water which will be sent out from your axial flow compressor will be more in quantity. Whereas in the case of your centrifugal flow pump, it will be just it will be having the different quantity of liquid, but depends upon the heads, it will be varies. In the case of your axial flow compressor also, axial flow pump also, it varies depends upon the head. But this axial flow pump cannot send the water to the more heads. That means higher heads or higher height. It can just to take used to take the water and just discharge it nearby. It cannot just transport it to the higher head like your centrifugal pump. So this axial flow pump, here we will be see the construction. It will be having the outer casing, and the outer casing you can see the discharge. You can see this will be the suction area from where the water to be taken, and this will be the immediate discharge. You cannot see, it cannot send towards the higher height. It has to be immediately sent out, and it is a basic application is to send more or transport more quantity of the water within the smaller head. So here you can see the shaft will be connected to the electrical motor, and again this shaft will be inside your suction pipe or your motor body itself, and again you will be having a blade or boss, and over the boss you will be connected a rotor blade. And again similar to your axial flow compressor, it will be having a fixed blade, and again the rotor blades connected with your boss. While this motor, electrical motor is working or just operating, it will be rotates this shaft. While this shaft rotating, it will be also rotating your boss, and so that your water will be allowed just water will be induced to flow towards your fixed blades. While the water will be flowing towards the fixed blades, it will be just increasing the pressure energy, but not much as like your centrifugal pump. So it can be immediately discharged, so that the rotation of the blades or the geometry of the blades will be designed so that it will be drawing the liquids and it allows to flow towards your fixed blades, so that your output will be achieved. Okay, here you can see this animation of your axial flow pump. While we are seeing in the from the lower part, you can see the rotation of your impeller blades, and this axial flow pump also be called as a propeller type pump, because the blades which will be just in the similar to the shape of your propeller of your which will be used in the marine application, it will be called as a propeller type pump.
Thanks for watching. Please share with your friends. Stay safe, stay home. Take care. Bye.